Your voice, your vote. Tonight, the other side of Ohio's U.S. Senate race.
A couple of nights ago, we heard from Josh Mandel. Right now, incumbent Senator Sherrod Brown. Our Leon Bibb talked with a Democrat looking for his second term in the U.S. Senate.
We're talking right now to U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat from Ohio. Good to see you, Senator.
Good to be back.
Why are you seeking re-election to the Senate now?
Well, I want to continue the work we're doing, particularly in job creation. You know, the auto rescue was so important to this state. 800,000 jobs are connected to auto directly or indirectly. Thousands of those jobs were in jeopardy. With Senator Voinovich back then, and Senator Lugar, and Senator Levin, and the President, we stepped up and invested in this industry, in GM and Chrysler, but also in the supply chain of the companies that sell products that ultimately are in the Chevy Cruze or the Jeep Wrangler. And I want to continue. I want to work on manufacturing. We're a major manufacturing state, #3 in the country. Northeast Ohio has real potential in medical devices and biomass and wind turbines, and I want to continue to partner as a U.S. Senator from Ohio with the private sector and with local communities to continue to build.
What do you think makes you the better choice in your estimation as opposed to Josh Mandel, the Republican running for this
I think I listen. I think that one of the things we've done from the day I took office almost, I started doing roundtables around the state. I've done 210 or so of them where I'll sit down with local business people or sit down with a cross-section of the community in Medina or sit down with veterans or farmers or educators. And out of that, lots of ideas have come that for veterans jobs programs, veterans are far too high in numbers, as you know, as a veteran, unemployed in this country. We have a program now called the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program that veterans 35 to 60 who are no longer eligible for the GI Bill can get assistance, and if they lose their job and going back to school and going to Tri-C or going to LC or going to Lakeland and get trained for a new kind of work in a middle-class wage. And these roundtables and my listening has meant more jobs in aerospace in this state. It's meant a better farm program that saves taxpayer dollars, quits giving these huge farm subsidies to profitable big farmers, but instead builds a safety net for family farmers. All of these came out of ideas from listening, and I think in many ways that's the difference. I've done my job. I get up every day. I fight for jobs, but I'm always listening to groups and individuals about how we do this better.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about legislation. The Senate is responsible for passing landmark legislation such as the largest stimulus package in U.S. history, financial regulation of banks, national health care, Obamacare. You actually cast the deciding vote for Obamacare. You're proud of all of that?
Yeah, I am. I mean, 60 people voted for it, so any one of us cast a deciding vote. So it's a bit of semantics, but yeah, I know. You know, right now, Leon, there are 1.2 million seniors in Ohio that have gotten checkups or preventive care or a prostate screening or a mammogram because of this legislation with no copay and no deductible. Getting preventive care they may not have gotten otherwise. Tens of thousands of seniors have saved $600 on their prescription drugs because of this new law, if they're in that donut hole, that coverage gap. Thousands of Ohio families who has someone who has a diabetic child or an asthmatic child. In the past, insurance companies would cancel their insurance or never insure them to begin with. The insurance companies can't do that now under the law. If you have a decent policy and you get sick and you cost a lot of money because of cancer treatment, the insurance companies often would cut you off, would cancel your insurance. They can't do that now. So and people are getting a refund on their insurance, and we're seeing a much slower increase now, not flattening out yet, but a much slower increase in insurance premiums leading into this law fully taking effect. So I think when you look at where insurance was going and what was happening to small businesses and job creation, where so much of what their dollars were sucked out to use for health care in these small businesses. We're seeing a better situation now and in the future on that, and that should help small business job growth.
I've got about 50 seconds remaining. President Obama, Mitt Romney, whoever is elected, will you be able to work with them?
Yeah, I've worked much of many things we mentioned already that I've done have been bipartisan. My work on the Farm Bill with the Republican Senator from South Dakota, my work on the biggest jobs bill the Senate passed to level the playing field with China and concurrency with a South Carolina and an Alabama Republican, legislation on all kinds of issues, with Rob Portman on some trade issues. I will always work with the other side. It's my job. I prefer President Obama, but I will work with whoever's elected come November.
In our final 10 seconds, anything you want to add?
Just thanks for offering this time. I appreciate it, Leon.
Good to have you on the broadcast. U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, Democrat from Ohio, who is seeking re-election. Good to have you on. Thank you so much, Senator. Good to have you with us.